Is Wes Watson really done? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. It's been a very long time since I did a video on this channel about Wes Watson. Normally, I keep him on the Dubs channel. If you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and check out the channel, Dubess. It's more of a reaction channel, roast channel, comedy channel. But the question is Wes Watson washed up now? I'm going to give my opinion. In order to talk about Wes, we have to talk about the beginnings of Wes Watson. When he first was released from prison. When he first got out, which was not long after me, right? He started making videos, and people would ask me like, hey, have you seen this guy's stuff? And so one day I went over there, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever, right? It's kind of like one of those things where if somebody is claiming to have been in the military and they're talking about their military experience, right? Like boot camp or whatever. And then there's people who really were in the military and they hear it and they're like, it's funny to them. And then they'll pick apart like this is so off, right? That's what it was for me. I've never had anything personal against any of these guys that I roast. The only one that I seriously dislike is King Azulay. And that's because of what he did when he was 18 years old. And what he continues to do in regards to what he did, right? But Wes, how could I, right? Like, anybody that's been to prison knows we roast each other a lot. So people that take offense, especially if they supposedly been to prison and they take offense and say that I'm trolling, I'm not trolling, I'm roasting. Two completely different things, right? Anyhow. So if we're going to take it back, we have to take it back to the old Wes Watson when he was sitting in the park bench, screaming at his phone. He had paroled from prison. While he was in prison, he had formulated this plan. And the plan worked. Initially, it worked. When I started roasting Wes in the park, I used to get a lot of people that were supporters of his. And they would get in my comments and they were like, at least he's helping people. And I would laugh, and I would be like, in my head, like, they don't get the joke. They really believe this. And these people were paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to Wes. And I saw Wes for what he was. He was a snake oil salesman. He read certain books and created a character. And then the problem was, Wes started getting successful very fast. And instead of staying on that same plane, right? Being that same person, being in the park bench, someone got in his ear. I've always believed that someone saw him and said, this is the bag. Let's put him in different scenarios, different scenes, like a movie. Fake it till you make it movie. And let's cash in as much as we can, as fast as we can. And so Wes went from the park bench to a pad, right? A regular pad. And then he hit the high rise in downtown San Diego. And when he hit the high rise, if you look back, you notice he's a lot bigger. He's a lot louder. He's angrier. And I don't know anything about, cycles and all that, but a lot of people who have done PEDs, they were accusing him of that. I don't know if that's true or not, but his voice changed. He was angrier. He was bigger, a lot bigger. And he started getting lost in his own sauce. I was still able to have fun with roasting his videos and reacting to what he had to say. And then the mega mansion. When he got the mega mansion, the foolery went through the roof. I mean, he was showing cars, these Bentleys and these Lambos and all these cars at this mansion that everyone knew there's no way he can afford to buy that mansion. There's no way he can buy that mansion and all those cars all at once. So then he started losing even more people because he went away from the message that he used to speak on in the park. The message that resonated with a lot of people. I've always felt they were foolish people for not seeing it from jump for what it was. But if it helped to better them, then you know what? Who can knock it? And then Wes went from the mega mansion to Miami. I feel like that right there was really the beginning of the end. Because when Wes got to Miami, he was able to really delve into the character he created. He was Mr. Convict. He was Mr. Shot Caller. He was Mr. California in a place where nobody knows the truth. And he was surrounding himself with a lot of other people who were faking it, trying to make it. And so these people were feeding off of each other's fakery. And it kind of seemed like it became more, who can be more fake while trying to pretend they're real. Ever since Wes left his grandmother's home, he says he shared a room with his mother and father in his grandmother's home when he first paroled. Ever since he left the park bench and he would walk around San Diego with the beanie in the back of his head, talking into his phone, screaming into his phone. Ever since he left that environment, I don't think he's had anyone in his life that cared about him, that could talk to him, that could point out the errors of his ways. And I think he knew that. And so he would buy material things or lease material things, rent material things, and surround himself with stuff that meant absolutely nothing. It was not going to be fulfilling. It wasn't going to address the needs that he obviously has. And then he started bringing in women that it was obvious they were there for a specific reason, not for love, to fulfill his desire and to get their desires met, their monetary desires met, their material desires met. Wes has been delusional and detached from any kind of nurturing or love for years. And we look at him now. He's not the same size. He looks like he's aged 20 years over the last 3 years. He has nothing but bitterness and vile coming out of his heart and mind, his mouth. Angie left him. And what did we just see the other day? All of a sudden he pops up in Las Vegas. He has never done a video from Las Vegas since he's been out. But Angie moves back home to Las Vegas to try to rebuild, do whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to have sympathy for her. But he shows up. He tries to go into the club where she works. This dude is spiraling out of control. As we know, he caught that case. He caught a case on camera. And he hasn't been able to shut up since. You know, he's doing these weird ass posts where he's covering one eye, and I guess according to Angie, he got into one of her Zoom calls for her classes that she teaches, theta healing, whatever that is. And according to Angie, he said that he sold his soul. If there's anyone who has access to Wes Watson that actually loves him and gives a damn about him, I think you should call him. This week, I believe, starts the deposition for his civil trial. This will be the beginning of the end. He will have to answer the interrogatories. He will be deposed. And he's going to answer interrogatories, and he's going to be deposed prior to his criminal trial. Every single thing that is said in this civil suit is going to be used in his criminal trial. Anything that can fuck him over. I don't wish jail on this dude. He needs to get back to trying to figure out who he is, not who he's created. Who he's created is a monster that's tearing him apart. There's a lot of people out here. I did the same when I was a kid. When I would get beat up on a damn near daily basis. Then I created my alter ego. And my alter ego is the one I left in jail. Joker. Joker would stab you. Joker would shoot you, kill you. But at the core, that's not who I really was. Took me a long, long time to figure that out. Wes Watson's running out of time. You cannot be in your 40s and catch a 20-year term. Not even a 10-year term. The rise and fall of Wes Watson. Imagine coming from nothing. Don't believe all he sold some stuff prior to incarceration, but it was all done with by the time he got busted. That's why he sold out over a pound of weed. Imagine doing that. Going to the joint. He did like 7 years. Imagine doing 7 years, creating in your mind while you're in prison. I'm going to get out and I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and I'm going to be rich. He never made a plan to be happy, though. See, that's the thing. A lot of people out here get caught up in addiction, caught up in whatever it is. And if they're smart enough, they'll start trying to build a plan. But make sure your plan, your priority is peace and happiness. Everything else will come. It'll be whatever it'll be. But as long as you have peace and happiness in your heart and your mind, you're going to be all right. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.